Hi there, I am Adam Gilbert, and this is my short fiction Wednesday, part 1. It was a day like every day, nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary. I lived my days to this moment. For what? I don't know. I counted the days. I had a calendar. Still, I was waiting for something special that might occur in my life. At least I hoped I would be special. I would become special, and all this life would have a meaning to me. Nothing, nothing really changed in my life. I grew up in these walls. I grew to an adult in these walls. I walked in and out of these walls. This home was not even mine. Spirit inhabited it for some time, for eternity, and would probably outlast me. This was life. This was my life. It was boring. It was tasteless, but I didn't know any alternative. There was none. There was the sun above, the sky, clouds, and this here, the life in front of me. My bread, my daily bread, tasted the same. Nothing changed. Nothing changed over the years. Still the same taste. A little bit too salty, but this is all I could complain about. I didn't know where my life was heading. What did I know? But I still hoped for a change of, of fortune, for even misery. I waited for something that would rip me out of this mundane life. I lived my life days like this, day and night. I grew old. I detected a gray hair, but this was all. Maybe there is something out there, maybe, but this is all what we hope for, that we would somehow escape this life, this meaning. I was the only child of a, a love couple. Everyone assumed they would love. They never quarreled. At least I did not encounter them quarreling. They were happy. My parents, they would always smile to each other. Sometimes I recall they would be mute, stare at each other, stare until one would avoid them, until anything would be out of their way. This is how they showed their annoyance, their displeasure. This is how they could express their discomfort, and this is all I got from them, a mute and nothing else, to stare outside into the world, to stare outside in something which might be different, different from this mundane life. I don't know. I didn't know how I ended up here. I somehow have ended. I somehow opened these doors and then closed them after me. I was I was a young kid with a lot of ambitions. I wanted to accomplish something. I wanted to do something, change the world. I thought it is possible. I thought I could do this. I went to school with, with the courage, and it took a courage to go there, to be alone in the schools. I did not much care. Didn't have much friends, but yet I didn't mind. I thought I was made for a greater purpose. I read comics. I studied them. I read them over and over. I imagined myself being one of these heroes, saving someone, saving the world. This was my destiny. This is what I supposed to be. This is what I set myself to. School moved on. People came and gone. But somehow time stood still for me. All my classmates, they developed, they changed, they grew up to personalities, but somehow I never developed. Somehow I always stood the same boy. Somehow I always was the one who would look out of the window, who would imagine a perfect world, imagine a world which could be the place where he could become a hero, where he could follow a deed. But time passes by and you don't get aware of it. You somehow oversleep it and wonder where all these moments, all these ambitions, all your plans went through. I was a window gazer. I was watching people's lives and was surreptitiously hoping there would be a spot which would make me a hero, the deed which would awake me from a slumber, from something which I thought would be necessary to me, to the world I live in. Maybe I wanted to escape. Maybe I wanted to leave all this behind, but I don't recall ever never wanting to go home. I actually liked going home to my parents. I did not mind when they would just stare at each other, when they were mute, when between some glances they, they could share a smile for each other. I didn't mind. I didn't care. I thought the world would all be outside there. But then time passed by. We graduated. We graduated from school. Everyone followed their lives, their passions, where they belong, where they thought belong. And it appeared to me every one of them found their place in life, but I didn't. I didn't feel restless, not at all, but I still thought that there must be something waiting around the corner every minute. I watched my former classmates walking out into the world, leaving this town, leaving all its thoughts, its memories behind. Some of them would never return to this place, to this abandoned and deserted town. People would grow old here, not live. This town was not supposed to be a place for young people. This town was not supposed to be full where one could find fulfillment. This town was about the end of a journey, about something which did come to a conclusion, a life answer which you got at the end of your journey. People kept asking me what my plans were, where I wanna go, do, and where do I see myself in 10 years, I thought these questions ridiculous because I knew what I wanted to be, and this was a hero. This is all what I cared, to become a hero, to do something remarkable. I needed this. But more and more society and the world outside and my parents demanded from me to pursue a profession, to live for something. They thought I would not have a purpose for my life. They thought I am an empty vessel because I did not share my thoughts with them. I lived in my own world, and I could not talk to them. How could I have talked to them? They would have ridiculed me. They would have never understood what I wanted, that there outside this world was a deeper meaning. But I never knew how I could go there, how I could travel this wide world and to be what I ought to be, this hero. Time passed by, nothing changed. It was depressive, it was devastating, because I was still waiting for a sign, for something I thought necessary, which would take me away. I didn't know where to go to. I read and saw that heroes are called upon. Adventure is something that seeks the hero, and not the hero seeks the adventure. I didn't know how I should save the world. I didn't know from what I should save the world. Those villains, those monsters, they had to come to me. I was waiting for them. I wanted to fight them. This was my purpose. But those monsters and villains, they didn't appear. They never came. And I left to wander, and I was waiting for them. I was waiting impatiently, day by day, month by month. My parents died. I remember the funeral. All those people gathered. I didn't know one of them. This is they were alien to me. All those people brought me their condolences, their sorrow, told me that my parents were good-hearted, warm people, and that it was a shame that they left so early. But I kept wondering, what do these people know? They did never know about my parents. They only knew about the shining, bright facade, those smiles between the silence, those moments where they would interrupt their mutiny. But these people, they never saw how my parents really were. They never saw and heard the silence, the drop of a needle in our home. What did they know? But they kept spending time elaborately portraying the rich lives of my parents, how they were and what they could have been if they wouldn't have been taken from them so early. I became a bachelor in a small town. I was thought wealthy because my parents had left me a home, but nothing changed for me. I did not